Party time.
Did you say Cobra Kai Network?
Yeah, you did.
Yo. Okay. Yo, what's good about the Cobra Kai? To go back to brand new video day of Cobra Kai Network episode 242. Yeah. Right as I start the live, I'm getting a flashback from a little while back. My laptop's about to die, and I don't have my charger. Yeah. Kind of getting a flashback of what happened against my interview for Sean Kanan, which was one of the worst moments of my life. And no one's on yet, so I'm going to put on a first second countdown. Enjoy the countdown. By the time it's then, I'll have my charger, and we'll start the network. Not my fault. It's Evan's fault. Once again, network starting soon. Okay. What's up, guys? Go back to brand new video day of Cobra Kai Network episode 242. Sorry, it's on a Tuesday. Usually I do them on Monday. I actually plan to start doing them Wednesday night, but some unfortunate events happen, so we're not able to do it Wednesday. But from now on, I will plan on to do them on every Wednesday night. Anyway, we have a lot of news this week that we're going to discuss, and I don't even know where to begin, honestly. Starting off, we have the Odyssey came out, which is one of the biggest movies of the year. On top of that, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out soon. On top of that, Avengers Doomsday trailer came out. And a couple more other film news to talk about. Quite a bit of film news that came out, honestly. So we'll have a lot to talk about. As far as the Odyssey goes, I mean, I did see it, and I wanted to make a video about it the day I watched it, but I just really wasn't able to. So I think tomorrow I'm going to make it, and then it might come out Thursday, maybe Friday. And that'll be my full review. I will still discuss it on the network, probably not right away, but we will discuss that. I know Jake's seen it. Even Evan saw it. You know, when Evan goes to watch a movie, that's when you know it's serious, because, you know, that's like one of the 20 films he's seen in his life. We got Dragonfire in the chat. What's up, Dragonfire? How you doing? I think before we get to the Odyssey, I think we should talk about the Doomsday trailer, because that kind of came out of nowhere. So yeah, I actually hear quite mixed stuff about what people are saying about this trailer. Some are actually not that excited about it, but some are really hyped about it. And I'm kind of mixed on it too, but I'm just going to pull it up. We're going to talk about it. And yeah, let's do that now. So yeah, I was not expecting it to come out, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, I'm sure we'll get another official trailer. They always do a lot of promotion for the Avenger movies. Although, do they really need promotion? Probably not, but it is cool to see. So I'm pulling that up now. I'm just going to kind of skim through it, and we can talk about it. And then after we do that, we can get into the Odyssey. Yeah. Let's pull it up. So, the Doomsday trailer. Now, we didn't see too much. Am I showing the right thing? There we go. We didn't see too much of Dr. Doom, but I'm actually happy with that. I think they should definitely postpone seeing him as much, because it's a pretty big thing, especially being Robert Downey Jr. But let's get into this trailer. So, we see some of the X-Men. We see Professor X. I think we've seen Magneto along the way. It's cool to see there roll into it. It's cool to see the X-Men kind of entered the MCU. I'm not exactly sure what kind of timeline this is with the X-Men. I don't believe it's the original X-Men timeline because I know he did return as Professor X in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Fandoms Madness, whatever it's called. I said Multiverse of Fandom. That's freaking Jake. Multiverse of Madness, which was an absolute atrocity. But yeah, it's cool to see they roll to it. There's a lot of X-Men that are going to be in here. So, and as you can see Doctor Doom. And I'll just say this. Yeah, I think everyone should be concerned a bit about the whole thing of it being Robert Downey Jr., which would be the same face and thing of Tony Stark. But I just think if they do this right, it could be so good. And from what they're already showing, it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I think we can all agree it's already better than whatever the frick was the Doctor Doom we got in that Fantastic Four film, which it looked like. I'm not going to get into that. And yeah, we started to see a lot of the new characters and a lot of the characters that they've been building up since Endgame. Like we see the Fantastic Four, so it's cool to see them. We see Ant-Man, we see Winter Soldier and Captain America, I guess. And I believe we see the Thunderbolts in here as well because they obviously set them up as the new Avengers. It looked like Thor is kind of leading the group, and he actually has his Ragnarok / Infinity War look back. It's good they got rid of that. Well, obviously we already know they got rid of the whole Endgame thing, which was just a little too much. And then even how he looked in the Thor: Love and Thunder, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. Although they did kind of bring him back to normal. What he looked in the original, he was just so goofy in that film. That movie was awful. I think the best way he looks is the more serious look in Infinity War. I think that's the best we've seen him for in live action was in Infinity War, and it looks like he's kind of leaning back into that. Yeah, we see the Black Panther crew here. I think the Thor stuff looks really cool. We see him walking up towards Doctor Doom. We see Cyclops, which is really cool. We got him in this movie. What's his name again? Gamlin or whatever. It's interesting seeing him because he was from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and he was a Variant. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to see Deadpool or not, but I really hope that whole Deadpool and Wolverine stuff, honestly, anything related to Deadpool is as far as away from the actual Avenger movies. Not that I do not like that, although I do think the Deadpool movies are one of the most overrated movies ever. Although I do not like those movies. I do enjoy them. It's just the breaking the fourth wall or third wall, whatever it's called, is a thing that could work individually, but when you try to mix it into a franchise that's not supposed to be breaking the fourth wall and is actually you kind of want to make it a little bit more grounded. And I'm not saying it's realistic, but I'm saying it really takes you out of the illusion when you do stuff like that. So if Deadpool were to come in, he would not be able to do that in the movie. Like, we can't have serious moments between these characters, and then Deadpool's just there breaking the fourth wall to the audience. Like, I just do not think that. Also, a PG-13 Deadpool just would not work. I mean, a Punisher is already kind of iffy enough with what they're going to do in Brand New Day, but I think there's ways around making Punisher PG-13 because, his character's not necessarily outside of his actions. I mean, just how he presents himself. It's not necessarily like needs to be a rated R cursing and all this vulgar stuff, but Deadpool is literally made to be the most out of pocket, vulgar, rated R type things. Like, you cannot make him PG-13 at all. And I don't believe he's going to be in the Avengers, but Gambit's in here. Gambit, whatever his name is. He was inside the Deadpool Wolverine movie. He was one of the variants. So, see Loki in here. I gotta get a refresher on that Loki series. Honestly, I kind of forgot quite a bit of that. We see Mystique. It's cool to see her back. And yeah, more of this stuff here looks pretty cool. I'm just curious to see how these character dynamics are going to fit in this film because they're all very new characters. But it definitely worked in, obviously, the first Avengers. Look at Infinity War with the Guardian of the Galaxy. They had 2 films and never interacted with our main crew. They come in and they fit in perfectly with the crew, comedically and seriously, and they fit perfectly into the story. So I don't know if it'll be that smooth because like all these are kind of newer characters, at least in the MCU, or I guess newer dynamics, you could say. Like we just had a film, like two of these teams, which are like fill up most of the thing. Although we did see some of the Thunderbolt characters in other films, these are two teams that movies and dynamics that just got made a year ago. So like, you could say it feels a bit rushed into this film. It all depends on how they do it because we haven't really had a lot of time to grow with these characters. Like Guardian of the Galaxy, we had two films with them across 2-3 years to get to Infinity War. Even Black Panther before he was in Infinity War and all the Black Panther stuff, that was a huge thing in Infinity War. He was in Civil War. 2 years later, he had his Black Panther film before the movie. So I don't know. That's one of my concerns. As far as the story, I don't know if it's fully convincing me yet, but this scene here is what everyone's talking about. It's a really cool scene where Doctor Doom, we get our first look at him fully, and it just looks absolutely amazing as he just completely stops the hammer. And then another pretty big cliffhanger we saw in here is we see Captain America is back. And yeah, I think this does make sense because we know he went back in time to live off his life. And that was a pretty good ending. But when they said, like, are you going to tell us like what happened? He says, no, I don't think I'm going to. That is a good farewell to Captain America, but it also does create a opportunity of all those years we did not see. That could be them going back in time or something happening where he goes back to help them. Or even this is a different variant of Captain America, which honestly I would not like. I don't think we need to start making different variants with the same actor. I think that's pretty stupid. Like seeing the same actor play different variants is just stupid. Like even the Hugh Jackman for Wolverine is a bit weird. Same play a different Wolverine. But Captain America, who's so huge in MCU, I say it has to be the original Captain America. And I think we'd all be happy to see that because, you know, this is a very different change for the Avengers when for the longest time it's been our main crew in these Avenger movies. Obviously, with the addition of some characters. This is the first Avengers movie where we're not really seeing all those people. Like we're not going to see Black Widow. I don't think we're going to see Hawkeye. We're not seeing Iron Man. Captain America. We'll see him, but we'll see kind of how that plays out. A lot of those main crew is not really there. Hulk, I'm sure we'll see him, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, the trailer itself, I think it was a good first trailer. I'm not fully convinced on the story, but everything of how it looks and how Doctor Doom is, which is really the pivotal concern, I am convinced it with. And overall, I thought it was a very nice, satisfying trailer that didn't show too much, but also did show enough to keep me excited for this film. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. It'll definitely be a big, big day when this comes out because, Dune 3 will be coming out as well. So there's that trailer. I'll read some of this chat now. Cool trailer. By the way, we can talk about Cobra Kai 2 since you are Cobra Kai Karate. Yes, I believe. I don't know if it was you who asked that, but yes, we can always talk about Cobra Kai here. We can talk about really anything, movie, TV show related. Yeah, I know Shang-Chi. I forgot to mention that. I really did love his film, although it was quite some time ago. I mean, that was 5 years ago we saw his film. I thought he was a cool character, kind of a generic superhero film, but I thought it was just visually pretty cool and just a solid movie. I haven't really seen it that much since it came out, but maybe it's because that period of MCU was really bad. That movie really stood out. Like the 2020 Disney television series leading into the 2021 films was not that good of an era for MCU, especially coming off Phase 3 and Endgame and all that stuff. Like 2020, everything was shut down. All the movies got delayed. We got some shows that were not that good. Then even getting the 2021 films like Eternals. I'm trying. I can't recall the other ones off the top of my head. That's just one that sticks out of my head. Oh yeah, Black Widow, which was a huge disappointment. Just not a good era for MCU, but Shang-Chi I did enjoy. Obviously, No Way Home came out that year, which was, Spider-Man's always gonna be bigger than MCU in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. Why do people keep consistently debating and saying that Terry Silver was redeemed and doing fine until Kreese came back? Enough for a minute and go back his old ways. Yeah, well, I don't hear people consistently debate that, but I don't think he was redeemed. But I do believe he kind of was not necessarily changing, but I think he was adapting to a lifestyle to kind of hide who he is. Because obviously he was different. It's not like he was doing a bunch of crazy stuff and he definitely resented that. He even wanted to train well and train fair a bit. And he only started changing when Kreese started pushing buttons. So clearly Kreese initiated something. It's not like he had a bad dream and woke up and he was different. No, Kreese was definitely initiating that, but I don't think he necessarily changed him, or he was changing. Kreese changed him, but Kreese definitely pushed him to return back to who he truly was, which is just a pretty bad guy, honestly. Yeah, I don't know if he was ever redeemed. I just think that though his lifestyle and the way he lived in Karate Kid 3 was unnatural. I mean, that was just not realistic and unnatural. And it probably was just an unlivable thing, especially what they brought up in Cobra Kai. He was on cocaine a lot. So I'm sure he was almost forced to adapt. I mean, even Kreese was forced to adapt to a degree. We saw him. And maybe that kind of led him to change, or at least put a lid on who he is. But, to slowly start slip back into his old persona, something had to be kicked into him. And I think that was Kreese pushing the buttons and all that stuff, which really led him into that. Because obviously there's a difference from Silver in the beginning of season 4 and the end of season 4. I mean, no one's denying that. It seems like Dr. Doom is being set up as a huge threat to the multiverse and Doomsday. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. And I've been discussing this for a long time with the MCU. Because, me, I'm a huge fan of like franchises and stories. And the biggest thing I always say is ending it when it needs to end, right? You can look at so many franchises that went on longer than it should have because it's so big. I mean, you could bring up almost anything. Star Wars is the hugest one. We see with a lot of different franchises that just keep making sequels or prequels, or even television series does this a lot too. And it's obvious for producers, if producers and money was not involved in shows, no one would make them. They wouldn't. Maybe they would, but they wouldn't be able to show them because they wouldn't have the money to do it. So obviously money is the heartbeat to make these things alive, but it's not truly what it's about. At least it should not be what's about to the people that actually watch it. No one's watching the movie saying, oh man, I really got to put my money into it so this makes money for the actors. No, they want to watch, they want to be emerged by the movie. They love the film. They love characters and stuff like that. So the audience is what keeps it alive, and the audience are going for a reason to make good films or good cinema, whatever you want to call it. So with that all being said, you have to get people who are actually passionate about making movies, not these terrible movies that are just for money, but it also needs to make a lot of money. So with that, you can have a really good idea and a really good franchise of good characters. And as long as that is a foundation, people are going to keep going in and going in and going in. And the producers are going to keep wanting to do more and more. But this is where the conflict comes. Eventually, the story needs to end. But the producers still want to make money. And which way is it always going to lead? Is always going to lead to the producers. Because they're the one who operates it. They're the one that are controlling it. And they'll find a new director. They'll find a new writer. They'll find new actors. They'll do what they have to do that. And it'll make a lot of money. And then the franchise will just end up it'll just end up terribly. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is with the MCU is, I was saying back after Endgame ended, well, maybe not then, but like around when the Phase 4 stuff happening, all these shows and all these movies, I'm like, yeah, this franchise kind of needs to end. And it should have ended with Endgame. But I'm also not dumb enough to see that this franchise is never going to end. MCU and Marvel's never going to end. In 20, 30, 50 years, it's still going to keep going on. Whether it's a new timeline, new characters, it's too much money. Superheroes are such a pivotal thing in pretty much every single movie since like the 2000s. I mean, look at the box office of these MCU movies and the hype that they grew and how big it was culturally. I mean, it's always going to keep happening. Which makes me go back to my original point. I understand MCU is always gonna have to keep going forward, and Marvel and all these characters, but at some point, a specific timeline needs to end. You can't keep dragging it on and on and on and on because this MCU timeline has already gone on way too long, in my opinion. Even with these Avenger movies, I think this should be the last of the big story. If you want to do a couple stuff to end up like to end off Spider-Man's character, Tom Holland Spider-Man's, if you want to end off certain things here, fine. But you got to start. It's not even necessarily bringing in new characters because it's just gonna not. It's gonna get too repetitive. They're like, oh, another world threat. Like you already had Thanos. Now Thanos is gonna seem like so small because we've already had so many world threats after again and again and again. It's gonna make it all seem kind of just watered down. So I think you got to cap instead of trying to add new characters into this timeline and trying to start a new legacy. I say you have to make a whole new timeline. You've already established a timeline, a multiverse all across the board, and make all start from the bottom up. Whether it's a remake of certain movies like Iron Man, I know a lot of people would not like that, but I'd rather have a remake of Iron Man, a remake of Captain America, and a remake of Avengers, and a remake of Spider Man, and all these things in a new franchise than them drag on and on and on and on the original characters that we loved until they're unrecognizable. Even the whole Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom is kind of like, okay, is that not the most obvious? Hey guys, get your eyes on me. Our whole Kang idea went in the gutter, and we need something to get you hyped. I think, there needs to be a split 50-50 exchange with when it comes to the money of obviously you're not going to close a chapter like a Breaking Bad season 5 where you're like, hey, this is the end, but you also need to not just drag it on terribly. So yeah, let me read some of this chat again, and we're going to get into the Odyssey soon because that is a pretty big movie. And if you guys did not see, I'll put a little spoiler thing up when I talk about it. I won't go into every detail. I'll probably talk about it more on my my video review. And was not doing just fine. He was living a lie and wasn't himself. All those years, all Kreese did was give him a chance to finish. Yeah. I mean, it brings up a lot of discussions, you could say, because what the Cobra Kai creators did do is try to make him realistic and more terrifying, because what they were doing in the 1989 Karate Kid was just 80s slop. I mean, you guys can like the third Karate Kid and Silver and all that stuff, and I like it too for what it is, but it really was just, hey, evil bad guy. There was no depth, there was no ground, there was nothing there. So I think what the Cobra Kai creators were trying to do was give him some depth. That's why they brought up the changing arc. That's why they brought up the cocaine thing. That's why they brought up all these things to give him more depth and give him more stuff where it's not just about an evil guy anymore. It's about, wow, this guy really had to be depraved into an insanely mental health crisis to end up in this crazy way. So that's why you come in Cobra Kai. It's not that he changed. It's just that there's a lot more we did not see about him that they're giving explanation about. So obviously he changed his lifestyle and changed, a lot of stuff, but I don't know if he actually ever changed who he truly is, because you could definitely see even in the early moments of season 4, he still has those tendencies, but he really tries to hold on to an idea or a dream maybe he has of being a normal person, but it kind of fades away and slips back into the person he was. The person he was kind of molded in with the war, the drugs, and the power that he tried to maintain, living a modern life, but that just didn't happen. What they had started had Silver ultimately agreed to come back. Kreese didn't make him go back to his old ways. Silver ultimately chose to go back to his old ways. No, it definitely didn't make him. I mean, I don't think no one can make anyone to do anything. But Kreese was definitely a reason for it. I mean, I don't believe, in my opinion, if Kreese never came into Silver's life, that he would go back to running a dojo or doing all these crazy things, or I'm assuming he was on cocaine again, acting how he was, or just the way he was, because he was able to sustain whatever lifestyle he was trying to do for like 20, 30 years. I'm sure he would kind of just fade away, being kind of unhappy, trying to hold on. And that's kind of what would happen. And or maybe something came along. It wouldn't have to be Kreese. It could be something else. But something need to happen in his life as a catalyst to fire kick that past trauma and to turn back into that person who he was. And Kreese was that. And it was a slower process. So Kreese didn't necessarily change him, but Silver needed something to push him back into that. And Kreese was that. Yeah. Okay, good. I just wish the whole fan base would get this. There's a large portion of the fans who think he's redeemed. Well, that's why Cobra Kai is a very good show, because although people can bring up and criticize a lot of things with that show, I believe it does. I've seen a lot of shows. I think it's one of the best shows. I think me Walking Dead is a pretty close second, but of where it shows character dilemmas in gray areas that can there's not really a right answer. There can be a lot of debate about that. And I think you go with Silver and his trauma and the war and all that stuff and him looking like a decent person, you could definitely make arguments and you can definitely look that way. But I believe people who understand Silver and how evil he was before and how evil he became after, that gap can't just be I changed back. It clearly was a lie he was living, at least in my opinion. Um, but if people want to debate that he did change and that he truly had to change back, you can make that argument because Silver is a very complicated character. Because he is a complicated character because he started off as just a generic 80s slop villain, and the creators were able to do their magic and give him a lot of conversations and depth and debate with his character. So I am mentally depressed with trash movies releasing this year. 2026 is a terrible year for movies. I hope Odyssey redeemed this year. I disagree with you. I mean, you got the Obsession profile picture on yourself. That should speak for itself. But I think this year was a great year for movies. I mean, you can look at box office. I know box office doesn't say anything, but I think this has been a huge revival in cinema, especially people going to the theater, which I think is one of the biggest things that's been missing ever since the coronavirus hit. Um, and yeah, we've seen some stuff with like 2023 and even 2022 was a pretty big year. But with what we saw of Project Hail Mary, which I thought was an absolutely amazing film, I think one of my favorite films from the decades. We had the Michael biopic, which was a long-awaited biopic, a huge theater experience, a universal experience. Obsession is the one of the most highest, is the most profitable film of all time. It's a huge film for independent films. Although I'm not as high as on other people, it's a huge film. We have the Odyssey, which is a Christopher Nolan, it's one of the biggest stories in human history. And we have Christopher Nolan directing with a huge cast. We have Spider-Man, Brand New Day coming out. We have an Avengers movie coming out. We have the final chapter in Dune coming out. We've had a lot of films that I wouldn't say. I mean, if you're gonna compare that with last year's films, 2025, 2024, which weren't that. I mean, 2025 was solid. I liked Sinners. I liked Marty Supreme. I thought that DiCaprio film was a bit overrated. What's it called? It won Best Picture. Uh, Whatever it's called. My mind's blanking on that. But I think this year's been a great year for films. I'm not saying it's like one of the best years. I think probably, I mean, depending on how the rest of the year goes, I think it's one of the best years we've had for a while. I mean, maybe 2022 is a good second because that was a great year for movies. I mean, a lot of bad films also. I'm not going to deny that. But, television hasn't been that great. Although I don't watch too much modern television, so maybe that's not me problem. I mean, Invincible season 4 was a bit of a disappointment for me, but it was still a solid season. I mean, 2 fantastic episodes. I mean, episode 5 and 8 were some of my favorite episodes ever from that show. I hate the new Toy Story 5 movie came out. It was nothing but a cash grab. They literally confirmed 4 at the end 7 years ago. I wish people would stand up against this new movie. Well, the thing about people standing up against that is it's not really people, it's children. And that's why the movie's going to make like $1 billion. And that's why they made the movie. Because Toy Story, although it is a movie that's been around for a long time from the 90s, that movie is always going to be made for kids in modern days, which is why they brought in the whole tablet era. So, yeah, any children movies, like you look at the Mario movie or the Inside Out films, or any films like that, they always make a lot of money because that's a movie that a whole family can go watch. That's why they made it. So people standing up, I mean, it's just like that's kind of a statement that might be for like 20, maybe 10% of fans of Toy Story, people who grow up watching it, but 90% of that box office revenue, people that actually walk in the theater, are going to be families taking their kids to watch a movie, not thinking much of a franchise or anything like that, which I think is an okay thing. But yeah, I think everyone who is a fan of Toy Story knows it should have ended with the third one. I mean, that's pretty obvious. It was a perfect ending. But, you know, the fourth one was pretty bad. And I didn't even see the fifth one yet. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon show is a really good show if you're the Walking Dead fan. I am a Walking Dead fan. The problem is with The Walking Dead for me is it's what I was talking about before. It's too much, way too much. With what they do with post. I mean, you get like 6 seasons of The Fear of Walking Dead, which I hear are pretty ass. You get so many spinoffs, it's unbearable. And then I'm even looking at now, whatever's going on with that Megan, Dead City, Negan show, they're like face touching in the bar. Like, dude, like, can we not? And I was actually very happy with some of the redemption, or not backstory they gave Negan in season 9 and stuff like that. But yikes, I mean, I didn't want to know exactly what goes down in that show. And even if like, oh, there's so much character moments that happen to get there, under no circumstances that ever be happening. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, what they did in Walking Dead season 7, episode 1, as we all know. I mean, yeah, it happened in the video games or the comics or whatever. But the show, how loved it was, how loved that character was such a huge thing to do, and how they did it. They did not hold back. That was such a huge thing to do. Like one of the most bravest, whether you like it or not, things to do in cinema. That has to be very sacred. It can't be turned into some weird thing where now Maggie and Negan are face touching, laughing at a bar 10 years later. It's like, no. It's just no. Honestly, I don't know if there is really a perfect ending for Walking Dead because it's a very I mean, I don't think it should end with them just like ending the apocalypse. But you know, and obviously you couldn't really end it with season 8. You couldn't end it like with how they wrote the show. There was never really a proper ending. It just kind of went on and on and on. I would probably say end at season 6, but obviously season 6 was like the biggest cliffhanger ever. You couldn't end it there. And you obviously couldn't end it with season 7, episode 1. I mean, that would be the most depressing ending of all time. Well, I can't think of any other horror films. I mean, I don't watch much horror films, honestly, this year. But let me type in horror films of 2026. I mean, yeah, Backrooms I heard wasn't that great. Send Help I heard was decent. 28 Years Later I heard was solid. I think Obsession's the only one I've seen. I heard the Scream 6 was ass. Or sorry, Scream Scary Movie and Scream 7 were ass. That was this year, right? I agree with that. Yeah. You need to change the title of Toy Story 5 to Toy Stories, Toys, First Tech of Home and Media. Well, I think that'd be a little too long of a name. I mean, I don't think the title is really the issue. They could title it anything. It's really, you know, I believe, you know, I'm never the biggest fan of when classic children franchises get revived and sequeled in modern days because it's usually pretty bad, in my opinion. Even the Shrek thing was terrible. You guys know Shrek is very personal to me. The SpongeBob stuff was absolutely horrendous, whether it's the movies or the shows. And, you know, I just think there has to be new ideas, new children movies, but those have been terrible too. So, and I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm definitely not a big fan of the Disney live action remakes. I think those are always dumb. So, but children movies always need to be made. That's like a huge magic in movies. And obviously, you can always go back and rewatch. Kids can rewatch old movies and stuff like that. But it's okay to continue these franchises because but I think some franchises that are done so well and are made so good and huge part of childhood should not really be dragged out like Toy Story, where you had three films that concluded very good. So happened to your old background? Yeah, I actually did change my room. So the room I've had ever since I started. This is a new room, so it's definitely a lot bigger. I actually have a light in here, so I don't look like I'm like filming inside of a casket. Um, yeah, it's kind of unfinished. As you can see, the wall's kind of cut off. It's been like that for a while. Still got to do a lot of stuff, but yeah, this is my it is a new room. It is pretty good because it's more room. My old room wasn't really a room. It was kind of like it was kind of a level floor, but it was an attic. So I mean, it was connected to the attic. It was very like if I'm like 5'11", if I was like 6'3" or 4, maybe 6'2", honestly, I would not be able to stand in that room. It's very short. There's no light, so that's another thing. And the heat just goes up to the room, so it's always steaming hot. So this wasn't that great of a film of a room. Anyway, we talked about stuff long enough. I'd say we're gonna get into the Odyssey now. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. I was hoping Jake or Evan, something like that, would be on, but because I know they did see it, but that's okay. So we'll talk about the Odyssey for a little bit. It will be spoilers, but I mean, the story's been out for 3,000 years, guys. All right, I'm not gonna say that because I honestly, there's a big thing going into the movie. I really didn't know anything about the Odyssey. All I knew is Greek mythology, and there's like a Cyclops, and I think I knew that only from the SpongeBob movie, so I wasn't too familiar. I knew some of the stuff. I did see the Brad Pitt Troy film quite some time ago. I think I have that on DVD somewhere, but I don't know too much about it, honestly. And that was a pretty good thing I wanted to keep before. I didn't want to like learn about it and then go watch. I wanted to just kind of experience the story in the theater. And I trusted Christopher Nolan's, take on it. Anyway, we'll talk about it now. So, Odyssey. Definitely one of my most excited films for obvious reasons. Although I'm not familiar with the Odyssey, it's a huge, huge story, and here Christopher Nolan is directing it, which should be everyone's favorite director filming today because this guy is fully dedicated to making the best films of the modern century. Whether it's how he films it, whether it's the passion he films it, everything, and obviously is one of the best director discoveries of all time. In my opinion, one of the greatest directors of all time. And I haven't seen all of his films, but most of it, I've seen most of his best ones, and they've all been really good. I mean, I haven't seen one that I thought was bad. And a lot of masterpieces. And actually, his last film in 2023 is my favorite film of the 2020s and one of my favorite films of all time with Oppenheimer. I thought it was absolutely amazing. One of my favorite films ever. I mean, I cannot get enough of that film. And some people like Chris has that film for how long it was, or people say it's boring, or it was only for the theater. I disagree with that. I watched it many times, not in the theater, and I enjoyed it a lot. So his last film, Oppenheimer, being one of my favorite films. This one with a huge cast and a huge story, and I was excited to see it. So I watched it in IMAX. No, I did not watch it in the 70 feet bull crap. Which I'm not one of those people who are gonna like hate on Christopher Nolan for filming it that way. But I'm also not gonna be one of those people that are gonna be like, oh, you need to watch this way, or else you're not watching its true art form. Shut the fuck up, please. Honestly, just please shut up. And like what? There's like 40 in the entire country that has theaters like that. 70% of them are in California. There's none by me where I live in Minnesota. So yeah, no. I did watch an IMAX though. And yeah, it was absolutely crowded. I mean, it was fully filled. It was fully filled. There were like 200 people in the theater. So it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people there. But right off the bat, I will say from this film, everything you expect from a Christopher Nolan Odyssey movie was there. I thought the acting was amazing. I thought the cinematography and the filming of this film was absolutely amazing. some of the best cinematography and film work I've seen ever. I think it should be a lock for cinematography in the Oscars. Yes, more than Project Hail Mary. I thought the characters were really well done. I thought it had an absolutely amazing climax, really intense and really dramatic and really memorable scenes, and ultimately a film that's going to be added to his discography as a quite nice pivotal moment in his career. And it was cool to see Matt Damon get a full lead role with Christopher Nolan. So with that out of the way, I do have one big issue with this where I do not think it's on the masterpiece Christopher Nolan level, whether you're talking about stuff like Oppenheimer or Inception or Interstellar, stuff like that. I don't think it's up there with those films for me for one big reason. And I only did see it once, so my opinions always could change on this stuff, but it's just coming off what I know now. To me, the story felt like he was biting off more than he could chew. And the Odyssey story could have been stretched down to a full 13 episode season. I'm not saying the Odyssey should be a television show. I'm saying that's how much he was trying to get. And but what I mean by that, the entire story wasn't necessarily being told; it was being unfolded. Because you have the modern timeline with Tom Holland and Anna Hathaway and all that stuff, and that comes and goes. It starts off like the first 30 minutes, and then the whole thing we're getting this backstory, and it kind of blending in with timelines, and things get kind of confusing. But most Nolan films are like that, even Oppenheimer. So I'm not saying that's not bad, but to me, it's just like it's all one big unfolding, and the modern timeline with Tom Holland just disappears for like an hour, like literally. I don't know if it was that long, but it felt that long. So by the time you get to the climax, which is him coming back, although it was really cool, it did kind of seem kind of strange. So the pacing and the structure of the film was just a little too much, and it didn't really let me get fully immersed in the story because I'm trying to keep my bearings of what's going on, what characters are happening. And yeah, I was not the biggest fan of the pacing of modern timelines here. Now we're gonna unfold this huge story of what happened with everything. And yeah, with that being said, I just thought I love the characters. Obviously, the climax was amazing. I did like the ending. I think the sound score, the cinematography, all that was amazing. I thought the acting and performances were great by Matt Damon. I thought Anna Hathaway was amazing. Tom Holland wasn't that great to me, honestly. He had some really good scenes, but for some reason his dialogue came off really off-putting. But overall, I was satisfied with the film. It was a great theater experience. It's a type of film that I'm going to remember. Some really memorable scenes, some amazing visuals, and just a good story of good characters that I thought was told well. How they structured it was pretty rough and not going to create the most rewatchable experience, in my opinion, but still a really good film. So, yeah, with that being said, and I know this gets discussed right away with Christopher Nolan films, how it will be placed in with the Oscars. I'm not too big on Oscars or awards, but in my opinion, I still think lead actor for best performance so far should go to Ryan Gosling for Project Hail Mary. I do not think Matt Damon had an Oscar-worthy performance. He had a very solid performance, a really good scenes, but there was not moments that were like huge standouts like there was with Ryan Gosling in Project Hail Mary. I mean, I think Javar Jackson is in debate as Michael Jackson. That could be over Matt Damon as the Odyssey just because of how much effort and to impersonate and act as one of the most hardest persons to impersonate and act ever, and one of the most impersonated people in the world. It was the same thing I was talking about with Austin Butler, who played Elvis. Elvis is one of the most impersonated humans ever, if not the most. And he was the one taking that on, and he did it better than anyone ever done. That's why I think, although biopics might not be the best films, what the actors have to do that is really hard dedication and really difficult to do. That's why they should always be in conversation. And I think Austin Butler should have won that year. And I don't know if Javar Jackson will win this year because you take away that you just take it acting alone. It's not next level, but what to just it's not always just like a crazy screaming or crying scene. Sometimes just a simple moment is just actually getting the dancing down, getting the talking down, getting the walking down, getting everything like Michael Jackson right, which he did very well. Um, anyway, that's kind of my short opinion on Odyssey. I'll talk more about it in scenes in my review, which should come out soon. But yeah, I did enjoy the movie. I recommend everyone to watch it in the theater. Watch it any way you like. I recommend IMAX because I usually don't go out my way to watch IMAX films. Although there are good experiences, I don't really go out my way. But when it's a Nolan film filmed on IMAX, I try to do that to try to get a better experience with that, and it always does pay off because the shots he does are absolutely amazing. But you can watch any way you want. The movie's still going to be the same. I mean, there's not too much really missing from the top and bottom that's going to absolutely change the outcome of the film. But yeah, and anyone who can watch it in the 40, 70 freaking feet theaters, okay, you can do that. I want to do. I saw it today. I don't know what it's called, but it's like where it's like an experience theater where like they like shake your seats and stuff and they start splashing water on you to depict like how you feel in the movie. Dude, I would never ever do that. That's just a bad idea, especially with the Odyssey. I mean, that movie is loud as hell. And I'm sorry, whatever the frick that trailer was before. I mean, the movie does not even look that good, but that mom trailer, bro, please, can we not do these jump scares trailers on IMAX? It was a bad experience. Okay. Okay.
Oh, hey. Sorry. Yo, why'd you make my back? What the hell? Why'd you make my
I didn't
background that?
I did not see The Long Walk. Um is that the Sam Raimi movie or is that something else? I'm not sure with that one. I did see quite a bit of films in 2025. I don't think I saw that one.
The
All right,
long
Evan.
walk.
How you doing, Evan?
I'm great. How are you, Noah?
Good. I think you're up to no good though. I don't know. I don't like the way you're smiling at
No,
me.
I'm not doing anything.
Uh, well, I just got done talking about the Odyssey. You watched it in your privileged 70 feet.
Priv- my, I had to drive 30 minutes, by the way.
Okay,
Kind of
I would have to drive like
ridiculous.
freaking 5 hours, bro. Do you think there's that in Minnesota?
There was a guy that said that he had to drive 8 hours there. Now, I
Oh
went
my.
with my cousin, and I mean, it was a weird crowd at 11:40 on a Monday morning, a bunch of
Well,
unemployed.
bro, in the theater I went to, which I went to IMAX, regular IMAX. There's like 200 people there, and it was sold out completely. So it was a lot of people, and I don't like being crammed with people, especially IMAX theaters where you can't have your seat up because it's so much people. But either way, I enjoyed it. It was a great theater experience. How was it in the 70 feet theater?
Uh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, the screen was just insane to look at first. It was a bit annoying though. I don't know if it's like this for all the 70 mil, but uh the sound was just like a quarter of a second off, and it annoyed me the entire movie.
Oh, that would frustrate me so much. Well, yeah, they projected off IMAX, so maybe that's why.
I thought the movie was great though. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like Nolan's like best work by a stretch,
No,
but
yeah, like Nolan has like his masterpieces. I don't know if it's that level, but um, yeah, definitely some like great. I mean, I think probably one of his best visually. I mean, I haven't seen every movie, but visually, that was like a really beautiful film. How they filmed it. I thought uh acting was phenomenal. The characters are great, and I wasn't too familiar with the Odyssey story, so it was cool to see that story unfold. Um, I just think that my biggest issue is like the timeline of it, and no one does this a lot. I mean, he did Oppenheimer too, but I think it's
when he
it's
like
quite
jumps
worse
in
here.
between.
Yeah, because the modern timeline with Tom Holland and all that just disappears for a long time, and you're kind of just unraveling a huge story that already happened. But it leads to a great climax, which kind of saves that for me when he gets there. Um,
Yeah, that was
I don't know. I don't know if he built enough like vengeance and anger with like the Robert Pattinsons and that guy as much as they intended to make it pay off as
yeah.
much. You know?
I also just I felt like I felt like the first hour of the movie went by really quickly, and then I low key got a little bored like midway through, and then the finale was awesome. But like I felt like that first hour everything rolled pretty smoothly, and then I think the middle of the movie just got a little boring. Like I like after like the one eyed like the Poseidon's son or whatever. After
Cyclops,
that,
yeah.
yeah, I got a little boring. I also should have been more kept up on my Greek mythology. I read a little bit
Oh,
before,
I
but
don't.
like
I know Zeus, and I saw the Troy movie. That's it. So
my cousin was watching that before the toy movie.
yeah, the Troy movie. I mean, it's. I don't remember it being that great, but it was pretty cool. Um, yeah. I mean, bro, whoever that one night guy was, mm,
The
what's his
night
name?
guy.
The Black Knight, or is it? I don't know the correct terminology for.
The big guy, like the main
Yeah, the
guy.
big guy, the big guy.
Yeah. Or also Loki
Oh, that
should have
was
had
rough.
more Travis Scott. I don't know what we were doing there. Bro,
I'm good off that,
I was
honestly.
waiting for Astro World the entire time, bro. I didn't get it
No,
once. Like,
no,
what in the
no.
world is this? Summertime, freezing cold. Oh, that would have been so
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
good with that. Uh, I mean, I was hoping to see more John Bernthal. I mean, he had a decent amount of it.
I don't know who that is to be honest, but
John Bernthal plays Punisher.
oh, the Punisher guy. Yeah,
Let me tell you something. Yeah, I thought Anna Hathaway did really good as
bro,
Penelope.
fuck her. God,
Uh,
sorry, she pisses me off.
well, I didn't hate that character.
No, no, no.
Well, you don't
I
like.
thought she did great though. She just annoys me. I don't know why.
Mm,
But no,
um,
I thought she was good.
Matt Damon did good. I don't know if he did have like an Oscar worthy performance like people are saying. I still think that should go to Ryan Gosling as him in Project Hail Mary.
I haven't watched
Honestly,
Project Hail Mary yet.
Tom Holland was I don't know if he did that great. I don't know, his dialogue seemed really off, but like he had some good scenes. But
People say he did awful though, and like I don't think he did
yeah, I don't know
that
if he did
bad at all.
awful because he had some good scenes at the end. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm used to seeing him as Spider Man so much. I don't know. Maybe that's it. We didn't see Zendaya too much. She was kind of like that Vision. Um, yeah, Robert Pattinson did really good as the villain though. He did pretty good.
Yeah, he did good. I yeah.
Better than Interstellar.
Okay, stop it. It's not even on the
No,
same.
I'm
It's
kidding.
like
I'm kidding.
3 levels ahead.
I did a Nolan tier list. I put it on my story.
Where'd you put Interstellar?
It's masterpiece. It's top four.
Bro,
Bro, it's not.
the only
Bro.
one that I will accept being better is the Dark Knight.
Okay, so Inception and Oppenheimer do not
Okay, I have
exist.
not seen Inception. I'm not gonna lie, but Oppenheimer, no.
Obsession is like that's a movie you probably got to watch 3 times. I mean, that movie is sometimes a little too confusing for its own, but like when you understand that, it's like it blows your mind. Um, honestly, Interstellar, I haven't seen it for a while, but if it, what I remember, I love the opening of it and like the drama of him having to leave, and obviously the
Mm.
ending and everything when you get to that stuff is some of the best things we've ever seen in cinema. The middle where they're in space, I don't know. I felt like I kind of got bored there. Like I said, I haven't seen it for a while. I do need,
What's
and
your what's
there's still some big Nolan films I've not seen, like The
oh that's what I was
Prestigious,
about
I
to
believe.
ask you. Have you seen all the Nolans?
No, let me just pull up a tier list now because I mean I've seen all the Batmans, obviously.
That was a good
Um,
trilogy. Dark Knight
yeah,
Rises wasn't the best though.
no, I mean the script is pretty bad, but I still think the characters are really good, which really kind of holds it for me. All right, let me see here. And what do you think about the Doomsday trailer? You see the Doomsday trailer?
I don't know what Doomsday is, bro.
Bro, what? Avengers Doomsday, the new Avengers
No,
movie coming out this
no,
year.
no, no. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, I do know Doomsday. No, I did not see the trailer though. I did see actually a picture of freaking Captain America back. Like, all right, bro, whatever.
Well, I'm
Cosplay.
guessing, remember in Endgame when he like went for like 30
No,
or like
let's just
60
bring everyone
years?
back. Iron Man, we're already bringing back. Let's bring
Okay.
freaking
I mean, it's not
Captain
necessarily
America.
Iron Man, but I get it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't keep up with Marvel anymore,
Would you
so
rather
I'm
have
not
the
gonna hate.
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four be the leaders?
Dude, I'm not watching either way. I'm gonna watch the Spider Man, and that's it,
You're
bro.
not gonna watch the Avengers movie. It's an Avengers film.
No, like Endgame's like the end for me, and then like the other stuff, like the other new stuff is cool, but like I'm not gonna watch a lot
Okay.
of it.
The ones I've not seen, you can tell me if you've seen them. I've not seen Tenant, but people say that's one of the worst.
I'm not seeing that.
Not seen The Prestige. People really
Oh, I
like
heard
that.
that's good though.
Yeah, yeah. People say this is one of his best. I had somebody actually personally recommend this. Memento, whatever
I
it's
heard
called. I've not seen
followings.
that.
I heard followings not that good.
I've not seen his early stuff like Following or Islamia, which is like his first two films. All these I've seen. So let's kind of start with the Batman's
I've seen
first.
all this except for Inception.
Okay. I'm gonna try to put in order so it's a bit easier for me. Okay. So Batman Begins, great origin film, really cool. I'd put this in great.
I like it.
Yeah, great. Then we got Dark Knight. I mean,
Masterpiece.
it's one of the perfect. I think like the perfect comic book movie. Honestly,
It's
um,
so good.
it's really good. Dark Knight Rises. I think this is where it can either go in all right or good. It really
I'd
depends.
say all right. I'd like.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, I have good memories watching this, like when I was younger, but I don't know if I rewatch it, I'll like it as much. All right, Inception. I would put a masterpiece. I know you haven't seen it, but
sounds good.
I would keep Dark Knight over it, although Inception probably is a better film. Interstellar, yeah,
So good. Oh my god.
I know it's a masterpiece. I would keep Inception over it,
Right.
but Evan, you should see Inception. We'll see what you think.
Fair
Maybe you
enough.
might think of the first time, but if you watch that film a couple times or think about it, like
I'm going on
it's
a
a film
flight.
that really sticks with you. It's a pretty long film, though, I believe, like most long films. Dunkirk, a lot of people give shit on this. I thought it was pretty cool. I know the timelines are a bit confusing, but I still liked it. I'd put it at least good.
Oh, I heard Dunkirk's good. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Then we got Oppenheimer. I mean, this is probably my favorite from him. So,
Good but long, bro. Let's be real.
oh, and Interstellar's not long. That's like free at the same runtime,
No, Interstellar. What are you talking about? Interstellar's like
isn't it? Like
two.
3 hours.
No. Interstellar's like 2.5.
Hold on,
We need a fact check on this, bro.
it's 2 hours and 50 minutes, bro. Like,
Are we serious? It is.
yeah, look,
Dang, it did not feel like it felt like 30 minutes to me. I'm not
Oppenheimer
gonna lie.
didn't feel
That's
that
how
long either.
that, that's how great Interstellar is.
10 more minutes. No, no, no. I like I like Oppenheimer more. Uh, but I'll put it here for
Fair
Evan
enough.
if it makes him feel better.
No. You can put it over.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Gosh, damn. Above the Dark Knight too.
Yes. Yes. You know I love the Oppenheimer.
Gosh, damn.
All right,
Oh,
Odyssey. This isn't good. I'd put over Dunkirk slightly, but I don't think they're
oh,
truly
I
that far
love
off.
that poster.
But
I hadn't seen that poster. That's a
yeah,
cool
it's a cool
poster with the
poster.
horse.
I mean, they're probably kind of similar with me with the timelines and how beautiful they are. But I feel like the Odyssey has better characters and a better payoff, so it might be a little ahead. Maybe if I rewatch the Odyssey and I like it more and I like have a better grasp of the story, it could be in great. I do not think it'll go over Batman Begins, so I don't think it's gonna be on that level. But yeah, definitely probably his best film for a while. Well, outside of Oppenheimer, because people saying Tenet wasn't that great, and before that you had Dunkirk, which some people are pretty critical on, which I do like Dunkirk though. these are the two biggest films that people love that I've not seen. So I gotta see those. Um, and then maybe I'll definitely watch Tenet one day because it is a newer film. These films, I'm not so sure if I'll watch, but we'll see.
Wait, what's the one you think is so good? Wait, that I haven't seen Inception. All right,
Yeah,
going on a plane
Inception.
in like 5 days. I'm gonna watch that. I know it.
It
And if it's
has
bad, I'm literally gonna leave.
DiCaprio, the lead actor,
Mid actor, low key, if we're being real.
and who's that one actress slash actor?
I don't know. It's the same one in the Odyssey.
Yeah, like Elliot,
What
or
what's her name? Oh yeah,
maybe it was Ella,
Ellen,
maybe it was Elliot,
Ellen, Ellen,
maybe it was
Ellen,
Ella. Maybe it was Ellen before, and now it's Elliot.
Ellen. Yeah, Ellen Page. Yeah, Elliot, not Elliot Page now.
Yeah, she's in the film.
Okay, damn.
Well, technically she was a she then, so frick off. Try to cancel me.
I wait. I don't know how that works. Back then, I don't know what you. I don't know.
Well, if people believe it's all about feelings, I guess you have to ask how she felt back then.
How the fuck do you do that?
Time travel, Interstellar. Just think about it.
Okay. Okay.
Just think about it. Anyway,
Okay.
this is the tier list. Nolan, definitely the best director of our time. And hopefully have some more films. I know a lot of people wanted to do Star Wars. I don't know if that would be a good idea, honestly.
Bro, that might save Star Wars though. Star Wars is literally
Yeah, but it's
dead.
also like Nolan and Star Wars. I don't know if that would blend well as perfect as
Yeah,
people
he.
think.
I mean, he's
But
like his stuff is more
it would
dark.
be really cool though because like Star Wars would be like a huge event again. Everyone would go to see it because like whatever we got with the Grogu was just completely not there, not there. Feeder
Dude,
experience.
that movie was just not that good, bro.
I
Like
mean, people
five
said
out.
it.
Like
I didn't see it.
if it
People
was
said
the
it felt like
Mandalorian,
one big commercial.
if it was like 3 episodes of the Mandalorian, I'd say okay, those are 3 good episodes. But the fact that it was a movie, like it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
but honestly, is there really that much you can do now to save Star Wars? Like, is there any future stories you can tell? Or do you want to go back in the past and do some things?
I mean, I
I
think
don't
there's
know. I'm
cool
not.
stories to tell, but I don't think you'll ever capitalize what like the originals and prequels and Clone Wars did. And like the hype that the sequels had. I mean, the sequels hype is unbeatable. Like you'll never get there.
Oh yeah. I remember. I mean, even though I wasn't really carrying or watching them, I remember that.
I didn't
Um,
know this until recently, but The Force Awakens is the highest box office in the U.S. history. Not total box office, but the highest box office in U.S.
yep.
history. I actually did not know that.
I mean, dude.
So
I mean, that was like 10 years since the last Star Wars movie, and yeah, it was
besides,
huge.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
that
yeah,
was.
I think you had a couple shows and stuff. Clone Wars was going on, but that was a continuation, and the trailers are just huge. Like seeing Harrison Ford back, we haven't seen that since 1983. So
Mhm.
same with. I don't believe we saw Luke Skywalker in the trailer. Maybe
Yeah, Mark Ham, because he didn't come in until the end of it.
yeah, which is a cool ending. I like that ending. Um, but man, whatever they did in the next film was yikes.
Force Awakens wasn't an awful start to the trilogy. I can't lie, but yeah, I just
Well,
disagreed
no,
with
I
the way
think the
they went with
film
the
was like
characters.
it was really cool, especially with what time it was placed in. With such a long gap between the films in the timeline and just in real life. But I think the Harrison Ford or the um, Han Solo death was just really bad, and I know why they did it because he said he needs to die. Either way, that was just really bad,
I think it could have been better. I mean,
and I
I
did
just
not like his
disagree.
character either.
Yeah,
I mean, in the original Star
yeah.
Wars, he starts off as like a of how he is, and he becomes better, finds Princess Leia and all that stuff, and then the Force Awakens, he's exactly how he was in the movie. Then he dies, where he's kind of
Yeah,
and like
he's
that's what a
just
lot of people say.
selfish
The Force
again.
Awakens felt like a huge soft reboot of the first New of a New Hope.
Of New Hope. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. And I think
If you just
they
follow the
did Luke
story
the
of how it
worst,
plays, it's
but
kind of plays exactly like that.
yeah, it is what it is.
Anyway, I'm gonna pull up the discussing film stuff. We got a couple news, and then we'll end the network there.
Oh, good. Discussing films.
Anyway, I think we actually got good news
Ho-
this week. So,
hopefully
oh
they
man,
didn't tweet anything about freaking the Angry Bird.
yeah, Hitler,
Like,
yeah. Charlemagne Guenia will return in Man of Tomorrow. Nice. Is
nice.
he the only Cobra Kai actor right now that's actually doing something?
Doing anything? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocker there.
Yeah. Um. Okay. I guess. There's Alvin.
Or I could not.
Stranger Things premiered 10 years ago. And I saw they re-released Stranger Things like in some like VHS form. I watched like 5 seconds of them. Like, I'm sorry, this is like cool, like oh vintage, but it's like this is ass quality. I'm not watching it like that.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
Nah, I'm
VHS.
good, bro. I always hate people try to do this vintage stuff. Like, you know what annoys me the most? People do vinyl
What?
collections. It's the most
Yeah,
performance
you're trying,
thing
bro.
ever. Because think
You're
about this:
trying
it's
too
more
hard.
expensive, worse quality, and you can't put like in your car CD and everything. You have to get a whole player. It's like, dude, you're just trying to look cool because people do it. It's like, come on, dude. More
Yeah.
expensive and worse quality. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, here we go. And I don't want to hear any shit from you or anyone at the current moment when I talk about this
I'm not gonna talk
because I
about
saw
it.
you guys making fun of this, and a lot
Yeah.
of people saying a lot of bull crap. Oh, a
No,
movie
no,
about
no.
a movie about a
I think
movie.
it's a cool. Okay. I think it's cool. I just think the voice is crazy.
Okay, first off, let me just address the first thing people say of how it's a movie about a movie, or some people think it's a remake of Rocky. Just shut the frick up. First off, this is a Stallone biopic. All right, I'm not sure exactly how far they're going to go into his childhood. I'm guessing they're going to start more off in his life, but this is a Stallone biopic, and the catalyst of his life was the Rocky film, obviously. All right, and a movie about a movie being made is not necessarily a terrible thing. I know it was a series, but the author is about the story of the Godfather being made, which actually this actor right here played Al Pacino. It was phenomenal, and that's a great story about how that was being made. One of the greatest stories about a film being made and an actor rise to glory was the Rocky one. So them making a movie about that is completely understandable and okay, especially for the 50-year anniversary, by the way. So with that all being said, it being made a movie is a good idea. Obviously, I've known the story for a long time, so I already know everything that's going to happen. And as far as the trailer goes, it looks pretty accurate. The only thing that seems a little weird is his girlfriend. As far as I'm concerned, his girlfriend seemed like a huge part of this and motivating him. It did not seem that way when he told the story, but we'll see how it goes. Everything else, first off, visually looks perfect, and I'll show some more of it. Whether it's the actors look perfect, whether it's the scenes they actually show from Rocky look perfect, everything is perfect. The only issue I have, two issues. Number one, the way the trailer looks, it seems very kind of generic-y. That's one thing. Number two is the voice. I think his voice Stallone seems like someone doing a bad impersonation. It's like the stereotypical of what the stereotype of what Stallone's voice is like really mumbly and deep and all that stuff, which is true. And even like it does play effect in this film because that was a big part. It's true that they did not want him to be part of the film because the way he sounds, like he sounds very just off-putting. But it just seems a little much. Like, let me just play a quick part of it.
It's what I live and breathe for. And I gotta have faith in myself.
Like, I think it's a little much. Like, he has a tone down, but he's just laying into it really deeply. And it could just be a bad scene or not everything's be perfect. Either way, I'm very excited for this.
Oh, doesn't he sell his dog? That would be actually cool.
He does. Well, yeah,
And
he does
buys
sell
it
his dog
back.
right before that. He does buy him back for the film, yes. But yeah, it's a great story. of a failed almost life. He's about 30 years old, homeless at times, and just a really rough life. And then he gets opportunity. He sells it to. They offer the script up to $300,000, but he turns it down because he wants to play the role. They allow it, but they put on a really short budget. He has 1 month to film the entire film. The improv, change a lot of stuff because of the budget they had.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And it becomes one of the biggest movies ever and makes him a global icon star. So I think it's a great story. I'm happy they're making it. Hopefully they release Rocky in theater for the 50th anniversary as well. I'd love to see that in theater. Anyway, I'm excited for this. I think it'll be a solid film. And you know a movie's good when there's a movie about the movie being made about the movie. That's all I'm saying. All right. We got Carl Weathers in here. Like I said, all the actors look really good. They all look good.
It does look good, actually.
By the way, Evan, I will say my PS4 is actually shipped out to the guy to fix it. Thank you.
I'm not even. Oh, wow.
He's in Baltimore, and I have my PS4 plugged in, so I
Brother,
technically
you shipped your
play.
PS5 to Baltimore. You are not getting that back.
I'm getting it back, bro. I'm getting it back.
Funny.
That's not what's funny about that.
Just Baltimore is kind of random.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
I shipped my Xbox to Memphis. Like, what?
Oh, okay. All right, then huge disappointing news. Batman delayed to February 18th, 2028. And at this point, it's like, I don't even care. It's like, the movie's going to take so long to come out. The movie came out in 2022. You're telling me it takes 6 years to get a Batman film out? When the entire Batman Christopher Nolan franchise happened in 6 years? That is just unexcusable. Robert Pattinson is almost 50 years old. Like, well, what the frick are we doing? And if I can turn into some franchise, do spin-offs, or like a third, and eventually Joker's going to come into it, it's like, dude, there's no excuse to why it should take this long. Whatever. So let's see if we got any other big news. I'm sure they'll talk about the Doomsday trailer, but I already did talk about that. Supposedly Evan didn't see. What would Marvel Topics think, Evan, if you did not see the Doomsday trailer? What would Marvel Topics say? The best box office performance in cinema since 2019 is what has been the greatest revival of the theaters. You can talk about film critically, but, the bird lady from Home Alone 2 passed away.
No, wait, what?
Yup. I know a lot of people say she looked like Pierce Morgan. That's all I really know.
I forgot about that.
Rest in peace to her. Home Alone 2, decent film. Although it doesn't really feel like a Christmas movie. Looking brand new day. Looks good. Anything else we can talk about? Oh yeah, live action Call of Duty movie set in the Modern Warfare universe. That's probably the best one to tackle story wise. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, he's playing a yellow M&M. Nice. Yeah, that Cyclops scream almost deafed me. What do you think about the World Cup Spain winning, Evan? You have any sports take on that?
Bro, I don't.
I'm ready to end the network soon, Bubba.
Are Argentina were sore losers, though. That's all I saw. I was low-key rooting for
Yeah,
Argentina because of
they
Messi,
didn't like
but
beat
like,
the shit out of them,
yeah, they did. That was lame.
and Messi started crying.
Yeah,
Man, I don't really care. I don't think I even watched one game. I think I watched a little
I
bit of one
watched the
game. I forgot which one it was.
I watched the first USA game just because, as patriotic as I am, and then I got bored after 15 minutes and never watched soccer again.
A new Deadpool film. Great. Um, Adam Driver passed on many Marvel film. That's a bit weird. We got Loki and Doomsday. Keeping it low key. You know what I mean?
Ha ha ha! Wow.
All
Yeah.
right, bro. We got Mystique and Cyclops. Yeah, I'm guessing this play film is just never happening. Yeah. 1 million watch club and letterbox. Crazy news there. Letterbox because the 5-star rating system is the dumbest thing ever. Sorry. 10 is so much better. All right, yeah. You had a good run discussion film. Then we get this dumb. I mean, at least it's not Hitler. That's all I'll say. At least it's not Hitler.
It's true.
Yeah, Nolan said that he's interested in doing a horror film. I think that'd be really cool. Barbieheimer happened. What a weird thing, honestly.
Oh,
I guess because they're such opposite films and such big films. Like they both made like $1 billion.
Did they come out? Did they come out the same day or the same weekend?
Yeah, the same day.
It's crazy.
I mean, I didn't watch Barbie in theater, but I did watch it eventually.
Of course you did. Gosh dang.
Fuck you. You're the one singing that song, not me.
I'm just Ken.
Yeah, well, I didn't even finish the film. I just waited till there was that one Stallone scene where it showed him but yeah, I didn't like the film. And yeah, this trailer in IMAX, please don't ever do that to me again. And why is she making a swastika with her body? Anyway. I thought this was pretty damn it. Sad. This actress, she's like 18. She was like in the Godzilla movie. She just died in a car accident.
Oh,
pretty sad. And I always thought of this, like how many people died just in car accidents? Like how it could just be anyone. Like think of like the most famous actor and like the most famous athlete. They could just happen at any moment. It could be completely not their fault. It's just so crazy. And I say celebrity just because a lot of people know them. They could be anyone, obviously.
Yeah.
Buddy, too many cookies or too many cooks. Okay. Nice.
Looks cool.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, discussing film. Give me one more good thing. Oh, Snoop Dogg biopic. I'm not watching that.
Okay, damn. I'm watching the Snoop Dogg biopic. That sounds
Why
awesome.
are you watching the Snoop Dogg biopic?
Because Snoop Dogg's awesome.
Is that going to show the part where he snitched to get out of jail? Is that going to be part of the movie, or are they going to leave that part out? I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't care if people snitch on criminals. The Martian. All right, they're discussing film. So, yeah, my networks, I do plan to do them on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays now. Gosh damn, we're switching every week. Thursdays next. Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Golly.
All right, bro. Wednesday. Jake, I'm gonna give you like 5 more minutes max. Because yeah.
Chop, buckaroo.
Anything else you want to discuss about Evan?
Anything I want to discuss about? That's a great question. Man, what do we think of the political and economical state of the world right now? That's a great question. Great question. Where do you think LeBron's going? My personal opinion, uh, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. All right, Jake's here.
Hello.
Hey, back
Jake, I
in
know you like
buddy.
I know you like to come at the end, but like, on the networks, can we please not do that?
I mean, I usually like to, let it last a little longer before I get there. So,
I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
and no one knows a lot about
So
that.
you're still alive, Jake. How was the tornado?
Yeah, it was. I have a video. You want to see the video?
Sure.
I was walking outside by a Barnes and Noble, and I looked to my side, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I looking at?" I'll send it to you later. It's
Well,
crazy.
yeah, there was a pretty bad tornado near me in April. Not fun.
That's crazy. That's funny because that was in April, not now.
Mine was probably worse, buddy.
Yeah, yours was worse. My sister
was
was in a
like-
Target. My
Mine
sister was
like
at
E6.
Target. My sister was at Target, and they evacuated them into like a fire tunnel.
Oh God.
And my
No, I
little
was-
sister
I
was
was
at
working-
tutoring. She's 7. She was
I was
alone
working
in a
at the gas
library.
station, bro, and it like the town alarms are going off. And I'm looking at the thing, and it could be coming that way. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in like the bathroom. I think that's what people are supposed to do. I'm gonna do that. I hear a guy walk in the door. I'm like, are we dead
He's like,
ass?
"Where are you?"
And he's buying waxies or worms, whatever they're called, for fishing. I'm like, okay, dude.
Bro's throwing the
Is this-
rod
is-
into the
is
tornado.
this for the is this for the afterlife?
Bro. He's gonna throw his rod. He's gonna throw the reel into the tornado. He's gonna cast it in
It's
there
like,
and see what he gets.
Okay, dude, that's nice. And then I had to walk out of the bathroom like looking like an idiot. I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
no, it was-
I'm not gonna feel ashamed by this. You're the freaking psychopath buying.
Yeah,
worms
you're
and
going
milk.
fishing during a tornado, an
Like, come on,
F5
dude.
tornado.
Yeah,
Right.
85, you know.
No, bro, it was crazy. New Jersey is literally falling apart. As I was driving home from my girlfriend's today, I saw
Shocker.
like a dead person on the street in a car accident right by my house.
Jeez.
What about the air? People dying from that? Because I heard a lot.
Oh
of people
yeah, I
dying,
forgot.
Like,
I forgot about that too. There's the air by us too. We're getting the Canadian wildfire fucking air. Our
Bro.
air quality is like red, in the red
Bro.
instead of the green,
Move. Oh my God.
bro. And bro, they're trying to kill me. No, they're trying to kill me.
oh man.
And it's crazy. We were flying home from our like our plane trip when we were in Disney. The second we get into New Jersey, we hit the craziest turbulence ever. And the landing, I thought I was about to die. I literally got lifted out of my seat because we
Yeah.
dropped so much. Bro,
No,
I'm
it
literally-
wasn't too bad in Minnesota. Just a lot of smoke. But up north by Canada, yeah, it's pretty bad in Minnesota.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
Obviously.
Canada. Gotham is technically
Dry ass country.
Gotham is technically in New Jersey. Like if you look on like the map, like it's like canonically in New Jersey.
Jake, does that really need to be like said or analyzed? Like, I
Like,
think if
Gotham
I
is
had to
Newark,
pick-
New
if I had
Jersey,
to
which is-
pick a city. I'm going New Jersey.
It's literally Newark, New Jersey. That's what Gotham is. That's where my girlfriend lives. Or
Yeah,
close to
that's,
there. She doesn't live in Newark, but
It's like, but you don't have any superheroes to save you. It's just like super villains.
I
It's
just have the
just-
meth
just
head that
monsters.
always comes to my car when I'm driving
There's
around.
there's no Batman or Spider-Man. It's just like you're just done.
Bro, the homeless people know me because like I'm there all the time because they're on the way to my girlfriend's house. So they see me every time and they're like, "Oh, can we have money?" And because I gave them money one time because I felt bad.
Oh, you oh no.
I gave them $1 because I was like, "Oh, here." Yeah, what? How dare you help a
No.
homeless person?
Whoa, hold on. All I'm saying is if there's a homeless person that's regularly at a place, you don't give them money. It's just a fact.
I
It's
know,
not gonna be good.
and I know, and I did that the one time, and now like it's I don't know what happened. I think that one guy died because I haven't seen him in a while. But like a bunch of other people always come up, and because I'm always there, so they know my car, and I'm like, bro, I'm not giving you like leave me alone.
Oh,
And I have to
no.
like like the awkward stare where you have to stare forward and not at them.
Yeah.
You can't look at
I
you can't
experienced that just yesterday.
you can't look at them, so you just have to like look ahead and hope they like as they're like
Bro, it
tapping
was
on
like
your
a
window.
freaking strip of homeless people, like 4 of them just standing in a row. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, no, there's a homeless camp
I
right
first
like
thought
right where I
I was
drive.
about to get. I thought I was about to get jumped because it wasn't like on like a freaking highway, just there. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, at least you didn't drive through a bridge in Philadelphia.
No, no.
Oh gosh.
Drive under a bridge in Philadelphia.
You're not coming out the other
You're-
end, Evan.
You're not coming out the other end. You're going in and you're never coming out the other.
Go in that bridge. You're not. Your car is gonna roll out in like pieces, like one wheel at a time.
No, dude, you're not leaving from out
Your
under
body
that
will
bridge.
roll out.
Yeah,
Like,
Guys,
you're
all I'm
gonna
saying
drive in.
is
The wheel is gonna come out. That's
go
it.
on
Just
Google Maps, go to any bridge in Philadelphia and look under the bridge, and you're gonna see some interesting stuff.
there's gonna be at least 3. Oh, no, did I tell you I saw somebody doing the fent fold the other day? It was crazy.
I never saw it in person.
I
But I'm
saw.
sure
I saw. No, and it was so funny. Another homeless guy went up and like smacked him in the head.
oh jeez.
He was like, "Bro, you're embarrassing me."
yeah, I've seen some pretty like
Embarrassing.
drugged out looking people, but I never saw the fent fold.
Bro, my grandma. I was in. We were in Disney with her. My grandma was like, all of a sudden looked at us and was like, "Guys, should I do the fold?" I was like, "What?" And she just started doing the fent fold, and I was like, "Dude, you're 75 years old. Why do you know what this is?"
Yeah, it might be muscle memory, Jake. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
Oh, is it because she's Puerto Rican? Oh, okay. Oh wow,
oh
Evan.
wow.
Evan, listen to
What?
this.
Whoa.
Because all people,
Whoa.
because every Spanish person is a drug addict.
Oh, wait.
You said that, not me, man.
I see how it
Huh?
is. No. I see what your
Mexican
opinions lie.
cartel. I did not say that words.
She's not even Mexican.
Cartel
so-
humans.
So, to be fair, apparently my grandpa was in the mob according to Matthew. So she might as well be in the cartel too.
Oh yeah, like you're criticizing his dad for being a loser. Yeah, your dad was in the mafia.
Yeah. I don't remember. He was like, your last name sounds like you're in the mafia. Your
Yeah,
dad
and
was in
you're
the
married to Jenna
mafia.
Ortega, you loser. Oh,
Yeah, you're married to
shit.
Jenna Ortega, and your dad was in the
My dad's
mafia.
a mob boss, and I'm marrying Jenna Ortega. I'm gonna just kill myself.
Damn, bro, my life sucks.
Oh, that's literally peak life. What the hell? You know,
No,
okay.
Yeah,
Matthew's
my dad's a mob boss. My wife's Jenna Ortega. I'll take that,
Yeah,
Matthew.
I have billionaires surrounding me everywhere.
I'm okay with that.
Everybody in my family is a millionaire. Like,
And you're forever safe because you kill a mob boss's like son, you're dead.
yeah, that's
Well,
like no,
actually,
that's
you're
being
kinda
like,
in the crossfire too. Because look what happened if Yo Gotti's like or Young Dolph's sister. Yeah, it wasn't.
that's true. That's true.
You're connected. Things could happen.
That's like insulting somebody being like, "Hey, Evan, like you're set up for life because your dad's successful, loser. You'll live a comfortable life, loser."
But maybe that's like his loser in his mind. Like he
Yeah,
he really kinda-
maybe like living a happy life is like unfortunate.
that's like the opposite for him. That's like
Well, Evan, you're gonna live a happy life and be really successful in the future. You loser. I'm gonna be homeless and have no friends or family.
You're gonna be happy,
oh, man.
loser.
Imagine one day you're driving, and you see Matthew with the
Fence
homeless
folding under a bridge in
sign.
Philadelphia.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I would just think it's just some random guy who looks like him,
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's just a guy that looks like Matthew. That's another default.
like an average day.
Average day in any state in the U.S. Just seeing Matthew duplicates. Wait, what if Matthew
Yeah,
is in like the Invincible universe? What if he's like duplicate and just like makes a bunch of versions of himself? But there's nothing super about
Realize
Matthew,
what
so
it
never
is.
mind.
There's a man
Are you pointing?
at the back of this place.
I was actually scared making
He's
this
the one
by the
who's
way.
doing it.
Bro, this is horrifying.
I can see him through the wall. I can see his face.
That is him. That's literally him.
So that's actually him, though, so that's a bit different.
I hope that I never see that face ever outside the dream.
Okay.
Bro, and by the way, those are the ones that we have pictures of.
It's true.
That's just a collective ones.
Bro,
That's
there's
like,
a guy-
That's like
there's
not
a-
a tenth of what
A
I've seen
dude
my
in the
whole
gym
life.
that I go to that I had to literally take like 3 double takes of because I was like, this might legitimately. And then I realized I was at a gym, and Matthew would never be at a gym.
It's true.
Oh wow.
But like, I legitimately like thought it was him. Like, I was
seen a
like
guy
horrified.
at a gas station. I've seen one just
Me
like on the
too.
street in the
Dude,
theater.
There's a dude at a gas station when he was pumping our gas, and I tried to take a picture of him, but I looked like a weirdo.
Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be bad.
And he still needed to help me get my. He had to help me with something, so I couldn't just start taking pictures of him.
No, yeah.
Because in New Jersey, it's illegal to pump your own gas. So
Really?
yeah, we can't pump our own gas. An attendant does it for us.
Oh yeah, I learned about that recently, actually.
Yeah, I've never
I
pumped my
didn't
own
know
gas. I get
where.
to do it. I'm going on a road trip on Friday, so I finally get to do it. But like,
Do
you'll
you
get
even
like
know
in
how?
trouble. Oh yeah, I know how. I'm not an idiot, Evan. I think
I
I
mean,
can figure out.
it's like, I mean,
Evan, I
it's
think I
not.
can figure out. Tap your card. Take the pump. Put the pump in the car and press the button.
Just making sure you know how. My
Is
fault.
that
Yeah,
because so many people just go
probably.
without paying their gas in New Jersey? They had to change the law.
Well, I don't think you can steal the gas. I think you have to pay for it before you
You
get
can
it.
well no you can just and at least for ramen you can just like start
No,
authorize it
here
and
you
start
have to.
paying.
Here
You
you
can go
have
in
to
and
pay
pay.
for it before you start fueling.
Yeah.
Like you insert your card and then you start fueling, and you can either do it for a certain amount or you can just like do it till full, and it takes your card before you do it. But
Yeah, honestly,
sometimes,
it's probably not a good idea that you can, at least where I'm at, where
yeah,
you
no,
can
that's
just
dumb.
you can just start pumping it and then you can come and pay after.
Well, because here, like, I mean, most places
Or you
now,
can
like most places
prepay it
that
or
you
you
just pay
most
at the
people
pump
pay
with
with their
your
card. Yeah, they put your card in
Yeah,
now.
that's where
There's just so many
I
old
know.
people don't know how to use their card. So
dude. What's crazy though? Sometimes when I'm getting gas, I'll pay with cash, and like the guy won't take my money until he's done, and I'm like, I could just drive away right now and not pay for this gas. But I have to break the New Jersey stereotype, so I pay.
Break.
yeah, you're really
I have to break this generational trauma of New Jersey, day by day.
How to runner.
yeah, a long way to go, Jake.
I gotta pay for a lot of gas if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you gotta pay a lot of gas.
Yeah, I probably didn't hope that I killed somebody 3 days ago, but
I was
I mean,
gonna say you got to save a
yeah,
lot of lives too, but never
might
mind.
drop you down to the average.
well, well, no, Evan, I did save a life by doing that.
Oh, okay.
Whatever
Yours.
the hell that means.
I don't know what that means.
I
I
saved
think
your
we should
life,
end the
Evan.
network. We should probably end the network as your confession of murder. But I appreciate you guys all watching. Wednesday,
Noah,
we'll
Noah
start
buried a
doing
man
them.
in a bridge 42 miles from his house.
Yep. Find it.
33.5 southwest, 44.8 northeast. Go there and you'll find the body.
Bring justice.
We'll see
Noah
you guys
buried
next
it.
time. Always remember super extreme measures.
He also fucked the dog there. So.
Peace out. Okay. It's nice. Not true, by the way.
full truth, by the way.
Partially true, by the way, even if it's
Not true.
66.5% true, by the way.
Like 52 at best.
Oh, 52%. Oh, okay. I forgot. Oh, no, yeah, sorry. It was a dead dog, not an alive one. My bad.
What?
well, it wasn't moving, was it?
Oh, God.
Made it easier for you, huh?